Bobby.
Okay. All right, you guys, here we are with an extremely important and just such a, you guys have absolutely no idea what it has taken to get to where we are right now. And look, absolutely. And by the way, welcome to the Spades Community live show. I guess I should introduce myself as some of you probably already know. I'm Bobby Love. However, this show is an important one. We are going to be going over some really, really big updates, some major things that have taken place. And it really, guys, this is what for the last 13, 14 years of my life, I have been waiting to see this moment right now, where we are right now, you guys. It just is truly amazing. We've got some big updates. We are absolutely, I believe we're going to be launching. There's still some little kinks and things that we're working out. So what I would say that everybody that's on the call, anybody that's watching this right now, you know, I wouldn't call it a beta test because that is what we've been doing. However, you definitely should keep in mind that, you know, there are, as Stephen would say, some gremlins in the system that we are working through at this moment, but we are getting them figured out. But with no further ado, Stephen Fantle, take it away. Tell us about all of these amazing things that you have been working so hard on, and we are now going to be participating in.
Thank you very much, Bobby. So I'm going to be a little more serious this evening because this really is a serious platform to do good, not just for people, but also because the world of cryptocurrency is making significant changes in everybody's lives, and it's zooming. It changes every day. It is just so critical, especially for the younger people. And for us who are somewhat older, it's sometimes daunting to even try and keep up with it, but we really don't have a choice. And that's part of what this platform is going to do. So I'm going to talk to both groups of people. I'm going to do my very best to talk to the many, many people that we have who really don't understand anything about cryptocurrency. And there'll be some things I share tonight. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, don't worry about it, because I'm also going to be talking to the more experienced crypto people. And I believe that they will help the whole community as we move forward. We will be sharing with you the steps that you need to take in order to be successful, not just in the crypto world, but even just to use, you know, the Spades token, because it is a cryptocurrency. And there's certain things that you're going to have to get used to. Things like swapping, things like wanting to sell your tokens or trade them for other tokens or move them between wallets, depending on what platform offers what you can do with it. And these things can seem daunting, but for the new people, please don't worry about it. And again, at the very end of the day, our community works for people just as a community. Even if you never move out into the crypto space part of it, you have now a global barter and trade system that you can be a part of where everybody's equal. And it's particularly useful for the people in the developing worlds where if they're making $2 or $3 a day as a teacher, they can teach a class over the Spades Community platform. And even a few people signing up for it at $5 and they've made what they would have made in a week. And now they can exchange that to get other things. And Lorian is here as the Charitable Director. She's been working with a variety of really large organizations that we're talking to, amazing people that we're working on making it easier for people in the third world to even be able to go have places where they might be able to just cash out their tokens or cash out their credits and get local currency or trade it for things locally. So this is going to be a long adventure and it's pretty serious. So I'm going to go share my screen right now. So let me make sure this is the right one. It doesn't seem to be doing what I wanted it to do. Where did my controls go? Okay. Is the screen scrolling? Can you tell me?
Yes, it is. It's perfect.
Okay. So tomorrow evening sometime, we're probably going to, and I say probably because I'll let you know, we have a few little bugs in our system here. They're not big ones. They're not a big problem. But instead of subscribe for updates, it'll be join or log in. A few people have been beta testers, and so they already have an account and they can log in. For other people, you'll be able to finally get your account and start doing certain things. Now, there's a lot of things that you can do in the community, and most of these things you're going to be able to do. For example, please feel free to go and create your social profile. Please feel free to go create a group if that's something that you want to do. If you have something for sale in the marketplace, you can put it up for sale in the marketplace. If you have events, you can do that. If you're looking for someone with a job, you can do that. I'm actually going to just jump back here right away. The way you navigate the site so that you understand is through your dashboard. Once you log in, you're going to be brought to your My Account page. Anywhere you go, your dashboard will follow you and it will bring you back here so that you can navigate all the various areas of the site. They're all different. They actually have different programming. And I got to tell you, sometimes programs step on each other and they have different updates. And that's what happened the other day is we had an update from one of the programs and it's caused me just a little bit of headaches. So messages is pretty simple because I want to show you how we navigate the site. That's when you get messages from other users. We've also added now a live chat so that you can chat live with other members. And you're probably familiar with that from Facebook. This is going to become important. If you're going to buy something from someone in the shop, then you might want to talk with them first and see what it is that you're getting. And if you feel that they're a reliable person. Thank you, Jack. Jack just sent me a message, as you could see, that popped up. All of your banking is done through cloud credits in the bank. You can buy them there and you can cash them out there. Actually, I'm going to come back to this. I want to give you all some pretty neat news. So for one thing, we don't want you to go out very quickly here and start inviting people. We have millions of people who are going to want to be coming due to a alliance that we've made. And we're still working on the specifics, including keeping them from going and telling everybody right now. And that first one is called Cctip. They're out of Hong Kong. So they offer you a wallet. You can also exchange tokens on this platform. It's kind of neat. You can tip people for information, give them cryptocurrencies, and they're always doing these free cryptocurrency airdrops. Now, as you can see, and Jack and I were chatting with them the other night, they have basically 13.495 million users, 13.5 million users. And they want to align specifically with us for the charities. They want to basically have a partnership on that. And, you know, we're certainly open to that, but we don't want 1 million people in the next week or the next month. We want to kind of grow in a way that we can handle what we're doing. So don't worry about marketing this community. I guarantee you your token is going to go up in value for a variety of reasons. These guys are really neat because the way that all their users communicate is either through Telegram, Reddit, Discord. It's a humongous community of people, and we're going to be right there in the middle of it. The other thing that's going to happen here is that we're creating a liquidity pool for swapping. So if you want to move spades out and trade them for Tron or some other cryptocurrency so that you can get cash, then you're going to be able to do that here. There's a second place that we've created. Well, we haven't funded it. We're not going to fund it till tomorrow night because we don't want somebody to just come along and buy all the tokens. And that may happen. If that happens, the token's price is going to soar up, but then there won't be many available until we release more. So this is a delicate balance, and we don't want to be like other cryptocurrencies. We want to serve a purpose. So Just Swap is part of the Tron network. And so you will be able to come here and do something called swapping. If you have a Tron Link wallet, I know we've told everybody to get clever because they have an exchange and you can buy tokens. See, different platforms do different things, and don't worry, we'll teach you about this, those of you who don't know it. But if you have a Tron Link wallet, which you can put in your browser and you hit the little button. I'm already connected, as you can see. I can disconnect it or I can connect it. So now I've connected my wallet where I have Spades tokens down here somewhere. Well, they're in here somewhere. Assets. Where am I? Well, they're here.
You just passed it. You just passed it.
Did I?
Yep. Go up right there.
Oh, there we go. There's Spades tokens. So I would be able to then just hit swap. And this is how you will be able to trade your Spades tokens, for those of you who want to do so, for other tokens. And then when you have those tokens, there's platforms like Coinbase that allow you to move them and get cash and put it in your bank account. So that's the important thing. Spades does have a value. It's going to go up and down. Will be two different places that you can use them and trade them, whether it's Cctip or it's just swap. And then 2 to 3 months from now, we plan on going on a regular exchange where we just have a set price, and you don't, it's a little easier to use, when you want to trade tokens, because on just swap, it depends on who wants to buy them and what they have and what you're willing to take. It's just a little more complicated, but it's a great starting spot for a new token like ours. It actually gives our whole community a lot more control over the price of our token. And contrary to what most people think, you don't want your token just to go stratospheric and then somebody sells them all and they drop down in price. That's called pumping and dumping. And we've gone out of our way to make sure that that's not going to happen. So in the community, you can put things into your store if you want to sell them. You will be able to go to your social. This is really what you should do, is you should go to the social profile and set up your account. I'll show you just real quick how to do that. When you first hit social profile, you'll get just what's going on in the community. It's not actually your account. You need to click on the little person that is you, and that person will then follow you around wherever you go through the social area. And the key thing here is there's a little button over here so that you can do your profile settings and account settings and any widget, or change your picture or put in a background. And from here, you can do just like you do on Facebook, basically. And you can add photos or slideshows, quotes. You can see who your friends are. Down here, you can add videos, audio files, regular files, if you have something you really want to share. You can make friends with people, of course. As you can see, Jack and I became friends. So this is a pretty simple to use. It's a little intuitive, but the key thing is, if you're not sure, just click this button and you'll find all the things you need, like the members, if you want to find a friend, information about your account, the groups that you're in, your settings, changing your avatar password, all that basic stuff. At the top, you can verify your account. That will be good for people to know that your account is verified. So now here's where we get to one little issue. I want everyone to understand this. I'm going to put this information right here in the community news where you get your daily information. We are not going to launch the VIP Prosperity Program tomorrow. I know that's pretty much what most of our users are really interested in. We've been running a lot of tests on it, and every now and then, like every 5th or 6th account, for some reason, it doesn't find the parent, which means that if you refer somebody and it doesn't catch, then you don't get the $5 in credit, and you don't get the $5 that comes from all the people for the next 3 levels, the concentric circles that go out. And that's unacceptable. The whole point of this is to be able to really earn a lot of cloud credits so you can then cash them out for tokens if you want, or buy things from other people. It's probably going to be 3 or 4 days. We'll put out an update. The other thing is, when you come into the Prosperity Program, I'm a member. If you're not a member, it's going to say you are not a member. Would you like to become a member? And what we want to do is provide people who are becoming a member for the first time a few options from charities so that they can be coming under a charity and supporting the charity. That's for brand new people. For all of you who are watching this, you have a relationship with someone who told you about this, right? From Eric, it's probably going to be Carl, Lori, and myself. There's a variety of people. Carrie's on here. He referred a lot of people. For the prosperity program, we actually want to privately for a few days, let it roll out and let the people share their links. Like I'll send something to Carl and Carrie, Bobby, people like that. And then they know who they referred to the community and they can then share their link with those people. So we'll slowly roll that out. You can still have an account without being part of the prosperity program. I know some people are just simply going to say, hey, I'm just going to sign up anyway. I'm going to actually try to turn this off so that you just can't. But I'm not the developer and I'm not 100% sure. So please don't come join the prosperity program, even if you can. Just give us a few more days with it. Let us put some charities in there. Let people roll it out naturally. You don't lose any money by it. You're still in the same exact position. And there's no reason the people who referred you shouldn't be able to get some, start earning their commissions. Like on this account, well, this was a test account. I got rid of it, so it doesn't show up anymore. But then here's Kira, my wife. So I referred her. Well, that worked just fine. And so you would have $10 in commission. Even if you refer someone like this, who then chooses not to do it, you still get to keep your commission. So no worry there. Or if they choose to pull out of it for some reason or leave the site, which in this case, it was a test account. So the last thing I want to say about prosperity program is if you do come in here and you choose to just get an account anyway, if you refer that link, it may or may not work right now. All right. Now, the rest of the site, you can do everything that you want to do. You can go create your social profile. You can go create the groups. Groups are a great thing. It lets you put your teams together if you want to. There's all sorts of things that you can do there. Maybe you have an item that you want to auction. You can add an auction. So there's one other thing that we found that we would like to, we're going to make the change on this, and it's going to be pretty quick. So it won't take too long, but you should be aware of this, because if you sell something in the shop and you refer it to somebody and they come along and buy it, right? They add it to their cart. The only way they can pay for it is with cloud credits right now. So they would have to finish setting up their account, which takes just 2 minutes, and then buy cloud credits and then go to their cart and complete the checkout. We are writing a code right now so that if somebody comes along and buys, for example, this was my test drum, and they were to buy this, and then they will be able to pay with credit card, debit card, PayPal, cryptocurrency, and they won't have to go get cloud credits first. The reason this is happening is our site, the site itself, the only things we sell are the prosperity program and cloud credits. So you can buy those with a credit card, debit card, PayPal, cryptocurrency right now. You can't buy these things because the site is not selling you something. You are buying from another member of the site. It's members who are selling these items, and members only use cloud credits within the community. All right, but we want to make it easier for people. So we're writing a code that if you're new and you come and you want to buy something, it's just like a normal checkout. So pretty much that's it. Those are the big things. We will be swappable. There's a large community of people who want to work with us. We're almost certainly going to change the homepage tomorrow so that those of you who don't have an account can hit the button here and it will say join, and you'll be able to create the account. And just don't do prosperity program. Oh yes, one last thing here. So if I come back here to my dashboard, there's every possibility that you may run into a bug or two. Okay. If you find a bug, you can report it to us here. You just click on the button and you fill out this form, and this way you can help us. So what's really happening tomorrow is we're only letting people who know who we are, people who invested in the spades and have some, know about this happening. We're not putting it out there. And you're kind of like the second round of beta testing. And then hopefully we'll get everything fixed, especially before the article comes out in the magazine. Kira has a friend who actually writes articles for a crypto magazine. And so she'll be doing one on the SPADES community as well. So marketing is not going to be an issue, only if we get marketed before we're able to move through the growing pains that come from launching a new site that is so ridiculously complicated with so many different functions. So with that, I'll just open this up for everybody who might have a question.
Yeah, I just wanted you and Bobby to stress how beautiful the launch is tomorrow for everyone. The prosperity program was the icing on the cake, and it's still going to happen. It's still going to happen. We just want to make sure, like you were saying, that is flawless. There's no bugs. So the auction, the shop, and everything will be available for everyone tomorrow. And people can still make good money that have crafts or whatever by selling event tickets to their event.
Thanks, Jack. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, guys, there's going to absolutely be growing pains, right? And the choices that were being made about the timing of this, you know, it was the decision between, do we try our best to perfect every single thing that we could, or do we get this out there so that everybody can start creating their profile, creating all the things that, you know, the site is going to have functionality for. And, you know, all of the books I've ever read that talk about, you know, startups and things of that nature, you know, they all point to starting, you just want to get it going, right? Because if we don't launch, if we don't get this going, we're going to lose interest of our community to some degree. Not for everybody, but for the, you know, for some people, they will lose interest. And so for us, we've made the decision that it would be better for everybody to actually be able to go on. And that's why, look, it's so important that if you experience an issue, you experience something, you know, you are not, we don't want you guys to think of yourselves as beta testers, because the site is pretty much, I mean, it's like 90%.
It's been tested.
Yeah, it's been tested. It's not an issue of that. But look, I mean, there's going to be things that we just cannot predict, but we would rather you guys have the opportunity to get engaged, be a part of this. I mean, you guys are early adopters, and the people that adopt into this early are the ones who will stand to benefit the most from that. And so we just wanted to give everybody that opportunity to come and, you know, build it with us. I mean, look, guys, you know, the thing to remember is that this is not a corporation. This is an organization. You know, we are all doing this together collectively as a community. And the more people that we have come in and participate with what we're doing, the better this will become. And I would want you guys to think of it this way. What we're doing is we are building the foundation for the house that will be built. You know, this isn't like we're launching something and then this is it. We are building the foundation so that we can then take and actually create the house that will go on top of it. And so we're so excited. We're just, man, you know,
Yes, Bobby.
Yeah, so excited, man. I just, as always, I'm just
so
excited that this is where we are.
Right. I think the simplest way to put this is, we know 95% is working. The 5% that we need to work on, we'd rather you have access to everything else and get started. That's what really makes the most sense. And the one thing that isn't is just, it's really a marketing program, so everybody can earn a lot of credits, as well as get some extremely valuable education. One last thing, just as people are watching here, if you decide that you want to buy something from someone that they put in the store, you'll absolutely be able to do that and sell your own products. This is in the instructions. Whoever's selling it, they're linked. Who it is sold by. Check out who this person is. Go to their, before you buy anything, because look, we're not eBay and PayPal. So if you buy something from someone and it turns out to be a problem, then you can report the user, right? You can add a review of 1 stars. In fact, you have a responsibility to do that because it's the only way the other community members will know, don't buy something from this user, right? So you will be able to know who you're buying from. You can then review them. If you're not sure, you know, come in here and communicate with them. Ask them for a communication and just feel correct about what you're doing. So you're going to find all of these different things. You know, of course, you can block a member that you don't want bothering you. All of those safety concerns were really number 1, but they're all here and they've been done. So again, yeah, let's.
Can I highlight something?
Please do.
Okay. Yeah, so I just want to really give a big shout out to Stephen, my husband, and to Jack for working really hard to get us listed on 2 sites for us to do trades for spades. It was a major accomplishment to make that happen. It wasn't easy. They made it happen, and it happened at 3 a.m. in the morning. That's when I got to hear about it. So I wanted to kind of acknowledge that, you know, that we're super excited because it really launched us to a whole nother level. And as Stephen was saying, you know, one of the sites has 13 million users. So that's just beginning, because I believe we're applying for other places, right, for listings as well. So hang on to your seats. That's what I have to say, because it's going to be quite the ride. And also a great thank you to Lorian, because I know that you have been working really hard to make connections, to network, to really bring this forward in a charitable way, in an honorable way. And I'm just thrilled that you're a part of it. And you know, so many people are becoming involved, like Kerry is there too, and he's been bringing his friends. I see some right there watching. So it's really taking a village to make this all happen and make the dream come true. We've been working on this literally for 15 years. So
that may sound silly when she says 15 years. Cryptocurrency didn't even exist then, but we've been working in the charitable arena for that long. And the whole idea was, how can we create a site so that even people in the third world can be on an equal playing field? They can start to earn something from their creativity and their knowledge and their time, and be on an equal playing field with people from the first world. And that is critical. And the other thing I just want to expand upon, Kira is absolutely right. We're in discussions with regular exchanges, listing places, but they can be quite a pain. And actually using a swapping system where the community itself creates a liquidity pool, or we've created a liquidity pool there for Tron. So if you want to get rid of some spades, here's what the value is. And so the community gets to control that for a little while before we go on to one of the larger exchanges like Clever or CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, or, well, there's quite a few of them. Polonidex sort of made a change in what was happening in their ecosystem right now. But
Stephen, you know what, I would actually say maybe one of the things you could touch on real quickly that was just, for me, you know, even doing this, there's just so much information to try to digest.
Yeah.
But, you know, when it comes to the charities that we're going to be working with in the developing world, and, you know, you have some, you know, like you have mentioned, there are people that are teachers that only make like $2 a day. You know, maybe you could touch on real quickly how in these developing nations, people that say sell an event for like 1 cloud credit, or basically because 1 cloud credit equals $1, you know, maybe touch on how they are going to be able through the charity, because they're unbankable. So they're earning cloud credits. They don't really have a way, they don't have a means to exchange this over into cash that they can use, you know, in their dollar value. Could you just maybe touch on how they're going to be able to actually get money out?
Yes. So, okay, there's a couple ways. One, they can just use the platform to move credits between people in the community. to get food or whatever it is that they want to trade locally. We are working, actually, Lauren and I are on the phone quite a bit with a variety of very large organizations that have locations around the world. And on our website, actually, there is, this whole concept is somewhat explained. You'll be able to find it down here under our solutions. We call them access points. So access points are locations around the world where a charity already exists, and they can provide maybe computers for access, schools, whatever it happens to be, but they can also provide an exchange location. And so let's say that there's one of our charitable organizations, or maybe it's a church, maybe, I mean, they come in so many forms. And we say, look, if you're providing an access point and your people are earning these cloud credits, and you want to cash them out in the local currency instead of them having to cash out to SPADES tokens, then we will take the funds that created those cloud credits and utilize them so that, you know, we're sending you the dollars or the money that you're now releasing to the local users so that they are not required to go through SPADES tokens, or they can just go straight out to SPADES tokens and then redeem those tokens at the location, at the access point for cash. They're just selling them, but they're not going through Coinbase. They're going through the local organization that's working with us so that wealth can move and it can be more fungible, you know?
Yeah. So, you know, guys, basically, like, to give a real world example of this, let's say that, you know, I live in a second or third world, and I post an event where, you know, we're selling it for 1 cloud credit or whatever. And I've earned, you know, I've earned these cloud credits. And so now I can go to my local organization that we have a relationship with. And even though I can get a smartphone and I can get a digital wallet, but I don't have a way to cash that money out into real world value in the community that I live in, I will then be able, through this system, to go to my local charity and exchange that so that I can get money I can use for actual fiat currency in my current place that I live. You know, so really just providing people with the ability to utilize the system to sell things to people in the first world or wherever, even in their local community. But, you know, most likely, you know, they're going to be taking this and selling it to people that live, you know, that live in the developing nation. I mean, I think that one of the most powerful things about this community is that we will be, I can tell you this much, if if I see an event going on as a community member that's 1 cloud credit, you know, that's $1 to me, right? It's not a lot in the first world, but in the developing world, $1 is very valuable. And so I, as a community member, want to support people, because by supporting the people in the developing nation, I am subsequently supporting the community, and that builds the whole, which builds the value of our SPADE token.
Right. I mean, I keep thinking, you know, I like to play drums, like hand drums in particular. I've got a whole bunch of them here, and I want to learn how to be better at it. So, you know, if there's a class that's being taught by somebody in wherever, in South America, in somewhere in Africa, somewhere in Europe, whatever their culture is, and they say, hey, it's $5 for an hour class, then I'll sign up for that class. And, you know, so maybe 10 other people even. So $55 in value for an hour at a time, whereas they're making $2 a day in certain places. I mean, it's different all over the world, but it gives the potential and the capability for that to take place and happen. So people get to share their knowledge. If they have something that's valuable, maybe they're teaching an art painting class. Maybe they're teaching a cultural class. Maybe it's a dance class, right? It could be, I mean, gee, if I want to go take a salsa dancing class here in the US, it's going to cost me 50 or 60 bucks for an hour class, right? but maybe there's people from Rio and they're want to do a class and it's only 5 or 10 cloud credits. So there we go. That's an option too. So at any rate, that's how it works. And it's going to take time, but Lorian and I and others will continue to work on building relationships with organizations that are on the ground in locations so that there can be direct outreach and a location, an access point to access the community beyond just the internet, but in real life too.
Stephen, may I take 1 minute to say something?
Sure.
Thank you, Kira, so much for what you said about me. And I love my relationship with all of you. I am in conversations with some serious nonprofit and charity organizations around the world. I've been doing this most of my life, and they're very excited. And it is a little learning curve if you get into the token, but when they hear about it's a community and we intend to support each other in a community, they're very excited. And so I just see one of the visions I always had was a global home shopping. And I think we can create that in an exchange this way to help support these people and communities around the world with things that, yes, like Stephen says, we could have to buy it from someplace else, but I'd like to buy it from the source and benefit them in the community, and it'd be lovely. So I am grateful and I am excited about the launch. So thank you so much for allowing me to participate.
Well, I think that's pretty much it. It's getting dark behind Bobby there, so that tells us that time is up. Thank you all very much for attending. And again, do not join the prosperity program just yet. Wait till you get a link. We will let you know when it's time to do so, or you will receive something from someone, maybe from Carrie or from Albert or from Kira or Lorian, depending on how you got here. So please do try to follow that path with us.
Yeah, everybody, we just want to thank you guys so much for your patience. Building something like this, you can't do it overnight. It takes time. But as they say, if you want to do something, you got to do it right. And we definitely have built this in the right way, with everything that everything that requires to make it make sense for as many people as we can. So I think with that, we're going to probably call it for tonight. Thank you guys so much. Many more updates and many more things are going to be coming down the line. And any questions, reach out to us, let us know. And Stephen, so just to recap this real quickly, are we allowing people to get their, are we sending out the links? I mean, are we doing it? What are your thoughts?
Look, I have to go through a few more gremlins and talk to the developer. He's actually probably just waking up because he's on the other side of the world, and our other developers that we're working with, and just see. But more than likely tomorrow night, the idea is we will make a live join the community link right there on the front of the site. And you'll be able to go just create your account and just begin utilizing the website. Just don't use the prosperity program yet. That's all.
Not yet, but very soon.
Very soon, very soon.
You want to do a shout out for tomorrow evening, guys?
What
The
do you mean?
invite for tomorrow launch, the Facebook launch. Are you gonna let everyone know?
Well, I'm going to put this video on the Facebook page so people see it. And yes, if we will let people know who are part of the community, what's going on, and probably put out an email explaining some of the things in case they didn't see this tonight. We just don't want anyone to come in and then go do something that's not 100% working, and then that doesn't work out as well for them. We don't want that to happen. We want everybody to be happy.
Or
So is there a launch date, or are you just preliminary?
Well, essentially tomorrow night, unless something happens, we will be launching it tomorrow night, meaning people will be able to come and get their accounts. We're just asking people not to go share it too much right now. Don't Don't just give us a little time, work with it, see if you find some problems, see if something works before you share it with somebody else. And that just gives us a little more time to make sure, because we don't know what we don't know, right? We've tried everything, but when you launch a new site, people do all sorts of things that you never thought they might do, and then a bug pops up. So we're hoping that we're going to get some good feedback over the week, and that we would then be able to
So maybe
address
this is
any
considered
issues.
the beta week.
Yes, let's call it that. It's a beta week.
Beta
It's
like.
it's a soft launch. It's a soft launch where we're not lighting off fireworks just yet. We will do that soon. And
Yeah, I think we
we
should have a bigger launch when it's ready, but being the beta week, that is really helpful to get feedback for sure.
I agree with Kira, and can we, because we have a bunch of us that are in the beginning and even some nonprofits that are rating, and maybe we can test it with them. It's just suggestions.
I think
Sorry, guys.
That's a good idea to have a closed circle beta test.
My
yeah, but
tooth
we
then,
can't
sorry.
close it. No, go ahead. It's just we can't really close it. We either have it's you can join or you can't join. Although, but we'll
Just to test out any of the bugs is what we're saying.
Yes, absolutely. Well, that's the other part of it. As Lorian said, we do have some really great charities that are going to go get their account, and we would like them to get an account, and we'd like to give them an opportunity to get them a prosperity program link, and then make that option available to new users who aren't aware of it. I mean, if you refer them, they sign up under you and you get that benefit. But there's going to be a lot of people that just come to the community because they wanted to buy Kira's book, or they wanted to buy, Albert's song, or they wanted to buy whatever it is that members are selling and promoting. Well, if that happens, they may have never heard of the prosperity program, and then they see it in here. Well, where would they sign up under? We would like them to give them an option to say, here, I want to support this charity.
Right. Well,
choose it.
and the only thing that it's because of the charities that you and I obviously are talking with right now, Stephen. I just want us to be everything is like at least as many bugs as we can eliminate. Thank you, Jack. In the beginning, and Kira's nodding, before they get involved, because they're the ones that have the major links for all these people. And if they're introduced and they hit a snag in the beginning, that's going to be difficult to get them back.
Right.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, good.
No, I mean, that's important. We want everybody to have a good experience with the site. So that's why we are taking this in stages rather than just trying to put it out there and hope that it works out. We're asking everybody right now who is on the call or who has been sent a link to really test things out, see what your experience is like, and then please provide us with the feedback so that we can make the corrections that, need to be made.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, because we do have this position to be really popped and big. I mean,
Right.
to a lot of people. So for sure, we want to have those, like you said, Lori, those bugs figured out as much as possible.
Well, I'd like that. And I know it's not fun to delay things because we all have goals to launch on certain times, but we only get one chance to be right and the first impression. So I would like us to go as big as we can initially. That's me. You can, don't shoot the messenger.
Not going to happen.
Anyway, I love you
Thank
guys.
you.
Anyway, it's so great.
No, that's great feedback for sure.
Let's see what happens. I'm so here. I'm ready to launch it all big time as soon as you are.
All right. Well, Stephen, I think we, yes. Here we are. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on the call today. If there are any questions, please shoot an email or ask the person that, has referred you to us. Beyond that, Stephen, do you have any closing words?
May you all be blessed.
There we go. All right, you guys have a wonderful week. We will do another show definitely next week, if not sooner. And have a fantastic night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Nice to see you guys all be here. Thank you.